Morning, Trainiacs. I just looked at the workout. I was not prepared for this. It starts out with a 20-minute race effort simulation, no warm-up. I don't know if you noticed, but over the weekend, Daniela Ryf absolutely killed Ironman Frankfurt at the European Championships. We're going to talk about how she's so dominant. She won by almost 30 minutes. That was intense. That was 4,000 meters in an hour 23. And that first chunk, race simulation, 20 minutes, right around half Ironman race effort. Starting out with like some stretch cords, and then a little bit of calisthenics, jumping jacks, and toe touches, and doing my gazintas and stuff like that to warm up. And then stand on deck for about 2 minutes, just getting mentally prepared as if you're getting corralled up to the start. Dive start, go. Lots of sighting. I did not feel good at the end. Results were hurt. All right, now that tomfoolery is all done, why is Daniela Ryf so awesome? What's that emoji? So, Trainiacs, I've gone back to Daniela Ryf's results in the Ironman World Championship, which are reflective of a lot of her races back to 2014. We're going to go through from swimming to biking to running to some intangibles why I think she is so successful. And this is like showing no end in sight. You look at her performance at Ironman Frankfurt, the European World Championship, she won by 27 minutes. And if that were against total chump change athletes, I'd be like, well, it kind of makes sense. But it wasn't. It was against Sarah True. It was against Sarah Crowley. It was against really talented athletes. And she mopped the floor with them, finishing 7th overall. Even amongst the men, James Kunama was 8th overall. Daniela, James Kunama. So let's look at some of the ways that she is rocking it right now. Let's talk about the swim. Basically, all the way back to 2014, she's had the same plan. With an ITU background, she has a lot of swim talent, but not like elite swim talent. We saw that last year with Lucy Charles and Lauren Brandon getting the fastest female swim times because they were like Olympic track swimmers. So they went out in the water about 4 minutes ahead of the main pack. But besides that year, there were like maybe 1 or 2 athletes in the Ironman World Championship that would maybe be about a minute faster than Daniela. But going back to 2017, she had the 7th fastest swim, 2016, the 8th fastest swim, 2015, the 9th fastest swim, and she ends up placing herself in the main pack, not at the front, because she knows that she doesn't need to bridge a gap and show her talent in the swim. She really just needs to conserve energy and be fresh for the bike. So she's placing herself in that lead pack, getting out exactly where she needs to be at the front-ish of the race so that she can unleash her weapon of the bike. And what a weapon it is. 2017, 2016, 2015, 2014, fastest bike in Kona by a lot. And now, how does she do this is the question. Well, you look at her setup on the bike, it's not like she's incredibly aero. She's actually a fairly big athlete. She is 1.75 meters, 63 kilograms for us in North America. That's 5'9", 139 pounds. But the big thing about it is that she is able to put out a huge amount of power for her size. And what we can look at for that is your watts per kg. It's how much power can you put out based off of your size, literally. And one stat that we have in the 2016 Ironman World Championships is from Best Bike Split. And they have a measurement of 3.81 watts per kg. Now, what does this mean to you? Let's give you some comparison numbers. I was 3.12 watts per kg in a half Ironman in Coeur d'Alene and had a fairly good bike split. But let's look at that exact same race against the men. The winner in 2016 was Jan Frodeno. He was 3.64 watts per kg. Daniela put out even more power per weight than the male winner. Sebastian Kienle was 3.87. Lionel Sanders, super biker, who that year absolutely smashed the bike, was 4.03. An amazing female biker in her own right, Heather Wortell, was 3.05. So Daniela is ahead by leaps and bounds on the bike of all her competitors. So she's at the front on the swim. She's gained even more ground on the field on the bike. What about the run? 2017, the fastest run. 2016, the fastest run, even going faster than Mirinda Carfrae. 2015, the third fastest run, but it was only different by 12 seconds. Now, how's she able to do this after smashing the swim, smashing the bike? Well, we can actually look back at the year that she didn't win Kona most recently in 2014 and what was different in 2015. And if you look at her Kona debut in 2014 when she didn't win and placed second by about 2.5 minutes to Mirinda Carfrae, the big difference was the run. Mirinda dropped an absolutely amazing run going about 2:15. Now, why the big difference from one year to the next? Well, if you actually look at some of the pictures from 2014 versus 2015, what you notice that's different about Daniela is in 2014, she was a little bit softer. Her arms were a little bit softer. Her face was a little bit rounder. So I think what happened in that 2014 year is she realized that being just that little bit heavier, a little bit bigger athlete, she's having a tough time letting her run legs show their potential. So even if she didn't lose any weight, but she slimmed down and had a better power to weight ratio, that's going to be better for the bike, that's going to be better for the run, that is going to be way better in Kona, which rewards lighter, leaner athletes that don't have as much body surface to cool down. And then a couple of things that are beyond that. Well, number one, she takes a huge amount of recovery after all the Kona hype and all the races that she does after that are done. I've heard as much as 2 to 3 months of unstructured training after that. So she places a big importance on recovery with her coach, Brett Sutton. And then this is a big one that I don't know if too many people talk about. I think she is, I don't know how to explain this. She is the most focused. She looks like she has an unbelievable amount of focus to the point of shutting out a lot of the competitors and focusing on her race. If you look at her Instagram feed, lots of smiles, lots of high fives, celebrating the sport. But I was at the press conference for the 2017 Kona race and she was like deadpan. And if you looked at some of the photos from other athletes at Ironman Frankfurt, you saw at the press conference, same thing. Deadpan. And I think that is a big reason why she's so successful, because she is one of those athletes that is incredibly focused on her task and incredibly talented. She's going to be tough to beat. So there you go. There's an athlete review for you. If you like this video and you're yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button below. And if you are subscribed and you have an idea about why Daniela Ryf is so awesome these days, hit me up in the comments below. I want to hear from you why that is. Later, Trainiacs.